All right, well then, we'll pick up... Oh, we lost lethality. We'll still pick up... uh-oh. And now I lost Derek. Oh, there's lethality. All kinds of, curses happening. Curse. It's not my internet, though.
Seems to be, roll 20.
Hey, there you are.
It's back.
Yep.
The familiar has come to say hello.
Oh.
Such a cute kitty.
Yeah. Yep, very adorable.
I'm just trying to quickly finish my suit before it gets cold again.
That's fine. I mean, Norlai's been the sprinter here, though I think everyone seems to be in agreement that that you need to beat a hasty retreat, as this thing it wants to play tag in a very fun and innocent fashion with you. Of course, those words do not mean the same thing to Fae as they do to non-Fae. Selene is paralyzed by blue goop, and is being carried by the combined efforts of Mordecai and Jade. The chase is on, friends. Where are you going?
Yep. Wherever Mordecai, Selene is going wherever Mordecai and Jade are willing to take her because she can't move.
Yep.
Right?
Well, at this point.
Because we know the way back out, but it's not really the way back out. It's just walled off. So this way there's a ladder and some stuff and some places to go, and it's probably better. But we're all really running, so I'm running as fast as I can also.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Huff, 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 huff. Your own bellows inside your body are huffing and puffing. As you are getting into Billy's room, you see that the three had moved, and as well the ones who were apparently casually dining are standing like this as well in front of their doors. So each of the southern doors are blocked off by a series of these Fey hybrid insectoid whatevers.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to go that way anyway. I still got the key to this door, so I'll open it real quick.
Okay.
They're trying to fucking corner us into sacrificing me.
Bright has keys that jingle, jangle, jingle, and you get them in. It's not necessarily like a horror movie where, there's only like 3 keys. You can't fumble them all and have the killer catch up to you as you're trying to get into your own car or apartment. You do end up opening and the door, the heavy iron door swings and allows you ingress into the room.
Grass.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
let's
sorry,
keep
egress. Egress is in, ingress is out? Or am I confusing the two?
Yep, egress is out, ingress
Okay,
is in.
got it,
Because
got
of
it.
in. You can
In.
tell it means in, because it's in. That one. Let's keep going. I think we should go up this way.
Okay. We're running up the
We're
ramp.
probably
Huff,
going to
huff, huff,
explode
huff.
or something, but we don't really have time to worry about it.
Huff, 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 huff. Okay. Let me get to here. You scamper up the ladder, no problem. Noralai, are you doing the same? I presume? Yeah. Okay. It'd be a little weird if you didn't, but hey, I'm open-minded. Whatever. And then we have the trio of Mordecai, Jade, and Selene. Now, Selene last time didn't have too good a track record on ladders. What are you going to do here?
Did
high
she
up
not
is
get a
ladder?
save from paralysis now?
She's still covered in this goo. So she is still kind of like cocooned in this stuff.
Well, Bright did prestidigitation me.
I pressed the digitation her as much as I could.
As much as she could.
Okay, maybe it wasn't enough. I'll press the digitation her more later when we're done running.
But I can't, they can't climb a ladder with me.
How high is the ladder?
20 feet.
Working on it while they try to figure out how to get her up the ladder. I have a rope.
I'll go
No,
up
no, no,
first.
no, no.
Mordecai,
Oh,
Yes.
God!
lash her to me. She pulls out a rope real quick.
All right. I go to fasten it.
Prestidigitate. Prestidigitate.
Okay, so you're like C-3PO on the back of Chewbacca right now, and Jade, you start. Oh wow, nice. Heck, you don't even need a.
Overpowered on every front.
All right, so
with all the
Jade just
utility spells.
like leaps onto the cavern wall and starts scampering up the side, unhindered by the rocks or the slick moisture that's clinging to them. She just sort of up.
Might I make an addendum to that?
Okay.
Try and imagine her doing that backwards. That's probably her more natural stance, given the themes. Backwards, her joints are moving in ways they shouldn't be as she starts crawling up.
Okay. All right.
Something straight out of The Exorcist.
Yeah, or Zappa
Roll
from
20.
Guilty Gear, I think, does the same thing. Something along those lines.
You've got something covering the roll 20 rolls and spells and everything. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, I did that to offer a bit more freedom for people to chat. But also, if you guys whisper something to me, or for instance, like your divinations, because I can't hide them, it just... I think it would make it easier if you do need to whisper something. That way it doesn't...
Yeah.
It's not public. Even if it's accidental to you all, it was easier that way.
Okay, so I think we should just proclaim our casts then and our rolls.
Yeah, I've been trying to do so and add some flair and flavor. You all are welcome to as well. But yeah, I do have the results. The results are covered so that you can create a narrative experience, or if I need to fill in gaps or something, I'll make sure to do the same.
Okay. This way, then I'm aware of that.
All right, so Selene, you're conscious, and yet you feel like you're free, but you're free in your mind, but your body is still kind of in this goop, and you're now lashed on. Well, if she's climbing up that way, like your nose is like an inch away or just centimeters away from the rock face, as Jade just sort of like whips her joints backwards and starts scampering up the cavern wall with you. She's shielding you with her body.
Currently screaming about what it's like. Why can't I move? And I hate that dragon. And if no one will want to use detect thoughts on Selene right now, because what they will find will be the foulest string of expletives that anyone could ever hope to come up
Your
with.
day just got worse. You're pressed against Jade's rations.
All right, so it's an easy ascent for all of you, and your spider climb is concentration to an hour. So you let me know then. Hopefully this doesn't take an hour for you to escape through the mines, but in case it does, you let me know otherwise if you're purposely breaking concentration. Otherwise, if you're hit or whatever, we'll take care of the mechanics as they come. You are continuing to scamper, and let me get my drawing tool.
Farther, because we're almost out of map.
Yep.
And go back.
So while we're running, we need to decide, are we killing this thing, or are we just trying to get out?
Wait,
Let's just run.
Okay.
I know I'd feel really bad if I had to leave Peggy Sue behind. See what's in here.
Because that thing wants to come into here come into our plane from the Feywild. So either we're stopping it or we're collapsing this tunnel.
Bright ahead, you can see several crystals that are jutting up, and the little crystal babies that are growing at the base. And inside of each of them are very discernible silhouettes, because they are larger than a humanoid, so you don't have to really get close to look. They seem to be growing almost against the sides of the crystals. And some of them have forearms, some of them seem to have wings growing out the backs. But all of the... there's 6 in total, so you get the idea from those 3. And then there's one here, and then there's one here. But there are 6 of these crystals with larger, more mutated, advanced, whatever you would consider them to be. But there are 6 figures inside of these crystals.
Where's the rest of the party? Are they close or are they really far?
Norlai, I think, is scampering right behind you. Whoops.
I'm currently left Jade, so there's not a lot I can do.
Yeah, you're on /follow.
Yeah, basically.
Just another technical point. I have only a blank screen for Matty.
A blank?
Trooper.
As in my
Your
webcam,
webcam
or
cover.
what?
Yeah, your webcam is kaput.
Oh, snap.
With your webcam cover.
Oh, shoot. Ha! Hello! I forgot to take it off.
Ah, the old lens cap.
I'm a professional.
My ancient foe, the lens cap.
All the thing
I
that
thought it
they
was
can
just
think
me.
of is, God dang it, why are you so heavy, Selene?
Yeah.
So are the sorry, I can't decide whether to be in character or not. Sorry, my bad. Are the pillars, do the creatures in them, do they look almost full grown, or are they still kind of halfway there?
Whatever the end game for these things are, you don't know, but they are larger than any of the crystalline creatures you have found thus far in the mine.
I don't think we have time. I would like to break these cubes and kill all these creatures, but I don't think we have time. I think we have to keep going.
We have to keep going and potentially warn Browbeat that this cave needs to be collapsed.
Okay, so you're running through?
Yep.
Running.
But carefully, tiptoe through. I don't want to crash into them.
That's right, no one trip and fall. Alright, freehand.
Oh no, not a dead end. End. Oh no, there's something here.
Okay. Norlai and Bright, as you are running around the corner, you very much can have that, oh, not another dead end. You see that there is a raised dais at the end of the room, upon which a magnificent throne of bark and vines and beautiful flowers. It almost reminds you of Flower Field. Is growing here. Oh, pardon me. Along the north wall, there are 3. I mean, really, they just be long crates. They're not really coffers. They're not fortified, but there are 3 long, low crates.
How high up is that throne?
What's that?
How high up is the throne?
It's just raised a couple feet. Like, each of these stairs is maybe like a foot at most.
Okay. Well, I'm still trying to find my stuff, so I'm gonna go to the first crate.
Okay, but careful, because some of them are cursed or trapped. Like,
All right, Norlai, you go over and you throw open and you throw up in the first of these kind of long, low chests, or really, or these crates. It doesn't. They're not locked. They aren't iron bound, heat tempered wood or anything. You can do so quite easily.
Can I use thaumaturgy so I can stay like a little bit of ways
Thaumaturgy for what?
to just
open.
blast them open?
Oh, thaumaturgy can do that. Is that not mage
Thaumaturgy
hand?
opens anything that's unlocked if you want to.
Oh, all right then. I
With
was
a
thinking
slam,
mage hand, but
but yeah.
okay. I guess some of those cantrips kind of like they slightly overlap with each other to kind of give you a full utility suite. Okay, so you go up and Noralai, as you do this, there's a little bit of a flash that you notice as you're casting magic, and the magic goes off as you would expect, even if you don't expect it, and the crate goes and it opens up, and inside is some nicer clothes. Looks like, nothing like what a noble would wear or a rich merchant, but they do appear to be nicer clothes that would that are from the Browbeat area. Very kind of neutral earth colors, rugged, but they still have a nice fashion to them.
Okay, so not mine. I'm gonna go to the next one, thaumaturgy again.
A little flash and it opens up, and inside here, sure enough, it looks like a pile of your clothes.
Is my clothes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna grab all my stuff.
Okay.
Is my snake in there?
No.
Oh,
The third one.
Thaumaturgy.
Okay, and thaumaturgy on the final one. One more little glow, one more little discreet glow from you, and your spell goes off, and it opens up. And this one, it has more, I guess you could say, common clothes of Browbeat. Not workers' clothes, but we're talking just daytime casual. I'm going for a stroll through the town.
So my snake's not in there yet.
No, it is not.
Oh no. Snake.
Okay. The flowers and everything that's on the throne,
Yes.
prestidigitate to light them on fire.
Okay. Alright, so Bright begins setting this wooden throne on fire. And the flowers catch easily enough, as, and everything just goes from kindling now. As that happens, one of the vines actually begins flopping and moving, and it sort of like tumbles off of the throne and stops moving at the base.
See, I don't trust this throne.
At this point, I've got my crossbow out.
Did it actually stop moving, or is it still moving?
Yeah, it stopped moving. It seems kind of charred.
The throne in now.
Say it again.
What kind of shape is the throne in?
A humanoid butt receptacle throne? Not for eliminating waste, but for just sitting.
What condition is it in?
Oh, it's on fire. Yeah.
Okay, I think our work here is done. Let's go back. We're all in a big hurry now.
Yeah.
I mean, we found some of your stuff. Did we find all your stuff? Or just your clothes?
Is it all my stuff?
As you're looking through, yeah, everything's there. I don't know. Mordecai's the only guy in a party of girls, but you got everything is there. Your unmentionables and whatnot, they were all in the chest.
Her spell focus.
And her she pulls out a spell focus, although she's been casting magic without it.
Doesn't have any components, so even if she doesn't have her focus.
Noralai, what do?
We We need to find Yuri.
I'm really sorry about your snake.
Mm.
And save Lycup, and she's a person, and I think we're gonna have to keep going, otherwise we're all gonna die. So I don't know how much you feel about your snake, but I am not willing to die for your snake. So let's go right now. Okay, bye.
Bright takes off.
Oh yeah, we're heading back. That's so nice of you to say, Bright. I still can't move.
Nor
Hurry,
can you speak.
I'm doing my best.
Norlai, a little vine did kind of pop off the throne, and it just stopped moving. It's all kind of charred.
Can I go
Uh-oh.
investigate
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna try and help Selene get all the junk off.
that? Should I roll investigation?
You don't need an investigation. It does, in fact, look like it is a cooked snake. It was probably hiding on this wooden throne full of vines and foliage.
I'm gonna pick it up and wipe some of the char off to check its color.
It's char. That's what color it is.
Yeah, so you start and a little bit of its skin sort of like peels away from your snake as it has been set ablaze.
I'm just gonna stand here quietly for a minute.
Getting funk off of Selene.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Norlai, as you're holding your burnt snake in your hands, the throne is on fire. You know, you're casting a very like long dramatic shadow with horns. You hear some charred remains of the throne actually like crumble and tumble as if like down a pit or a well or something. But it's not just falling apart on a dais.
Oh good, we're going deeper.
What are we doing?
Jade isn't aware of this. The only person aware of this is Norlai, and apparently we're all running with Bright.
I'm going to investigate the remains of the throne. Still holding my snake.
Okay, so holding your snake, there's nothing really a roll that's necessary. As the throne is burning, parts of it are crumbling down into, it sounds like some kind of a hole or a shaft that's beneath it.
How deep does it look?
It's difficult to, well, I don't know, you're a tiefling. If you're not afraid of, I'm at least taking a little bit of half damage from fire, you could try and stick your head in, into like a burning hole of the throne and look down as it's still burning. Otherwise, you have a burning wooden throne on top of a hole on top of a dais.
Can I cast dancing lights down there to see what's going on?
Well, you have dark vision and the throne's on fire, so light isn't really an issue. It does seem like there is another ladder and another tunnel going further down underneath this throne. The vines that were comprising it, while the fire is not going all the way down, there's a lot of vines and such that are growing up through this tunnel that would have formed as if the throne was like a blossom on top of it. It was made of wood, and it had its own little like moss and flowers. But there are a lot of vines that were growing up to manifest this throne.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. While you're doing that, the rest of the group, where are you running?
I would have
She's
run part way, but I would have wondered why people aren't following, so I would have stopped and waited for them
Oh,
to
Jade's
catch up.
following you, and apparently so is Selene, given
Yeah.
the intimate ties
Yeah.
they have.
They formed quite a bond.
Okay, so I guess we have to go back for Norlai. I don't know what she's waiting for. She already got her clothes.
I don't
There's,
know.
there's probably something that she's found. You know, you should go back and have a look.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's find out what's back there.
What's that, Selene? You have nothing to say?
Selene is internally just screaming.
Been
Okay.
able to get more of this stuff off.
You're starting to get some more of it off. It is very sticky goo. As you're running back through, the crystals begin cracking, and you're hearing the chitter chatter of little crystalline bits coming from the pillars that have been growing up out of this part of the cavern floor.
Well, we've got company.
Yeah, we have to keep going. Hurry, hurry.
So, since Bright decided to come right next to me, I am a little upset.
Oh, please do what you're thinking.
Okay, it's on.
Oh, all right, yeah. So Bright goes up to the to stand next to Lorelei, next to the burning throne that's kind of collapsing in on a hole on top of this dais, and turns around and thunder waves the little gnome beside her.
Let's save.
Con save, yes. And Bright does not pass the con save.
So sad.
And you're spun around and you slam into the cave wall on the side.
How much damage? 9? Okay.
Norlai, do you have any words?
No. I just did that.
Okay.
Magic missile.
2d8.
Pew. I'll see your 9 with also 9.
Yep, and this one doesn't get no save. Hold it, it's just you're taking it, and that's how it is.
Trade us. She was on their side all the whole time.
Jade, as you're carrying Selene in here and Mordecai, you see that there's a bit of a mages battle going on here. As you're entering the room, and you see that Norlai and Bright are casting at each other.
I can't do anything.
I'm no longer casting.
We've got company in the other room. We don't have time for this.
She's one of them. We don't have a choice.
I am on the ground, and my snake is on my
Is where?
on my stomach. I fell over. I'm out.
Okay. Oh, you're unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay. Norlai, it falls over unconscious with a burned vine on her stomach.
Okay, let's keep going. I go down the...
Also, there was a very big noise when I go in.
All right, Bright. Bright continues on. Is going to push past the burning brush that is still smoldering atop here. All right, so Bright, you take a whopping 1 fire point or one point of fire damage, as it kind of burns.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to reduce those flames.
And the only person who can get her up is currently unable to cast spells.
Mordecai and Jade, what are you doing here? Bright ducked down into the hole, and Norlai is unconscious with a burned vine on her belly. And are you going to do the same?
Jade turns to Mordecai. If she's one of them, it stands to reason there's interrogation, yes?
Wait, what? Like, we take her an interrogator?
Well, I'm currently carrying the heavy one, so she kind of slaps Norley upside the head. So you carry her.
All right.
Okay, and I imagine Jade is just like scampering down the hole in the same creepy fashion, just like right over the side.
She probably like turns her back and then suddenly arches, and there's just Selene with her arms and legs dragging on the ground, going upside down, head tilted up, looking down into this abyss.
So almost like a scuba diver off the back of a boat. You're just on the edge of this burning hole. You just sort of like whoop, go backwards down into it.
Yep. Well, the flames have died down, so.
Yeah, I used thaumaturgy to quell.
And I'm going with, apparently.
Okay, so Mordecai quells the flames with thaumaturgy. Jade goes over the side with Selene. Mordecai, Spare the Dying was cast on Norelai, and so she's unconscious, but she's baggage. You want to hup her over your shoulder and.
Yeah.
Okay. And you start tink. You're going slowly down. Norelai shouldn't be breaking your encumbrance, even at an 8 strength. I think she's a rather small girl, isn't she?
Rather small. How much?
Yeah. Do you have Norelai being? Is she a big girl or a small girl?
I'm a small girl.
Small girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Mordecai, you're a tiefling also. Looking at Norelai, you could probably determine that she is about X age. I forget how old you are, but, in looking at her... What's that?
I'm 17.
Okay. So, she's,
youngin'.
So, yeah, she's in her teens, and she the way she carries herself, it could intrigue you. Whatever, but you are looking at her unconscious form, and you huff her over. She's young, and you get her, and you start very carefully with your 8 strength going down and down and down. Selene, you're kind of aware of everything that's happening, except you could scream, but no one hears you. You feel your body twitching, but your body doesn't twitch. And in fact, inside of you, dispersed, you're feeling kind of a warm, like a tingle throughout your body.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Whatever it is, I don't want it. Bad touch, stranger danger.
Hi. Whoa.
And
that was if that actually were. If that actually were Jade.
Okay.
Got some creepy music.
Did Matty freeze?
No, I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh.
I was, I'm employing my artistic skill.
Oh, okay. I didn't... Okay, it's in that corner. Okay, I wasn't zoomed out enough.
Now, when you come down here, you can see that there are all manner of roots that are growing up the sides and up this, tunnel, or this shaft, atop which that throne sat. And you can see now that aside from the little bit where the roots, where you're standing on roots that's keeping you above the water, it seems as if the cave floor has, or is covered in water.
Mordecai, would you be so kind as to set the roots and ladder ablaze? I'd rather not have followers. Base!
Brad's better at that than I am. She actually has a spell that can do that.
What am I doing?
Setting the ladder
Yeah,
and the roots
you're
on
playing
fire.
roots and ladders.
Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. But first I want to look at is everybody down?
Yes.
Here I am. Is the water, how deep is it? How fast is it flowing?
It's not flowing. As far as depth, it doesn't seem to be too deep. It just seems to be covering the floor.
So once everybody else is down, I'll go ahead and set the ladder on fire too.
Okay. Burn, burn, pew, pew, pew. Fire bolts everywhere. And
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I can prestidigitation, but
Oh.
firebolts are okay too.
That'll probably get the job done a lot more quickly than holding a lighter to a damp root.
They use thaumaturgy to kind of encourage it to set ablaze.
Okay. So yeah, you're woo, woo, woo. All right. So between you two, you definitely got this. Fire, like you can even feel a breeze as air is kind of being sucked through the cavern up through this chimney of fire. And it is growing a little bit warm where you're standing here. And above, you can hear some hissing and popping noises.
Which way is the wind coming in from?
Dun, da, da, da. I am glad you asked. Woo.
Jade ends up pointing over to the right-hand side. That way. We go that way.
Yeah.
Drag your tokens.
Yep, get your tokens out. So, plip, 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 plip. Bright, fortunately, even for one of your stature, it doesn't seem to ever get too deep. There's a couple times where, well, I mean, a foot is about a third of your height, or a fourth of your height, but it doesn't ever seem to get more than a foot. And you kind of go up and down. It's slow moving, as this would be difficult terrain. Oh, what's that?
So where does my actual token go? Because I don't have access to that, I don't think.
Oh, you click your
Neither do
character
I.
sheet, and you literally just the name of the character sheet and drag it onto the board.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Looks different.
Don't worry, I'll make her a
Oh,
circular
okay.
one soon.
The actual
Get rid of
There
that,
we go.
that morphed one. Thank you.
Yep, there we go. All right. All of you, plip, plip, plip. As you're walking through, the stone here moves. It undulates a little bit. You see big drops of dew that are almost like liquid diamonds clinging to the sides of the tunnel walls here. It smells like the coming of a thunderstorm, right? You get that fresh water smell. You get that your characters won't know ozone, but you get that kind of ozone whiff. You get also some hints of something exotic, maybe a nectar or a pollen or other some kind of floral scent. As you are traipsing through, following Jade, who then is following the direction that the wind is flowing.
Jade is barely being able to see down here. She's only able to follow Bright because she's so pink and there's a little bit of fire behind, but she's not sure on how far this is going to happen. Though Jade is not going to be traversing in the water. She is currently on the ceiling. I kind of imagine Selene's head is currently slumped over her shoulder, upside down, as Jade is currently like attached ceiling crawling.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Selene, you get to see everything
Heights.
that's coming.
Yay! It's not like I can do anything about it.
Love you too.
Know how to make
Well,
lights.
yeah.
Yay!
All right. The passage continues for a while, and you're seeing that here and there, roots are growing through the rock, as if it was just mud or dirt. The water does deepen a little, gets more shallow, and you're seeing little motes of light just sort of drifting, almost as if they were little fireflies, here and there. You're continuing to walk, and following the breeze is keeping you on the path, as there's a couple branching areas that some chittering noises. Nothing big. Almost like a bunch of little bugs or whatnot are coming from the darker recesses of these little fingers that are off to the side. And you're finding more of these almost like liquid gems that are just sort of like condensating or condensing on the cave walls. And when light hits them, all manner of color, almost as if it takes whatever light's put into them and amplifies it and projects a rainbow hue of colors everywhere. And so it's causing shadows to dance all around the cavern. And in some ways, you swear that you could hear the colors, not just the splish splash of your boots going through the cold, still water. You round around the corner here, and you see lining this cavern are dozens of crystal cocooned shapes, of silhouettes of all different shapes and sizes. Roots encapsulate some, run between. Roots pouring from the walls, creating arches. This stone that it looks like stone, and in a way almost has its hardness, but it still seems to almost flow and undulate as if the stone itself was living. All covering, kind of as Jade showed here, starting to cover the water here is a swirling, misty fog bank. Maybe no more than like an inch high, but it's just on the surface. And it seems to ripple. So as you're trudging forward, and your boots are creating some sloshing ripples, the water ripples, and this fog also seems to ripple alongside the water.
I understand that I am known to be unusual, and I try to rein it in from time to time. But pardon if this is starting to, well, pardon the expression, bring me chills. And Selene can actually feel like Jade's, maybe her back spasming or something, but something's rattling her, so much so that you can almost hear her teeth chattering.
This isn't good.
Does the fog seem to be coming from anywhere in particular?
No, it doesn't appear to have an origin.
I'm going to try a prestidigitation to just blow a little bit of the fog.
Okay.
Just to see if it does anything.
It does seem to part as you would expect fog to do. And then it kind of flows back to where it was.
Jade, maybe you can climb up. I don't know if we want to. Fog? Are we already in the fog?
No, you're not in the fog yet.
Do you have a light?
I don't have a light. I don't know how to make lights. I know it's an easy spell.
I can make lights.
I never learned because I can see in the dark. But maybe Mordecai can make lights.
I would appreciate it, Mordecai. Would you be able to place one right here? She gestures to the top of Selene's head.
I'll make it follow you.
What? Why? No! Ah!
It's dangerous to go alone. Take a Selene.
Can we at least try and wash her off?
I think you've been doing that pretty much this entire time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been
I'm
trying to
getting
get
the
it off.
impression that every time you clean an area, like the ooze starts to come back up to it.
Stuck in the water.
Actually, not a bad idea. Who said that? Did someone?
Are you awake?
Nope.
It'll be 1d4 hours. Or
Try
until
and
Selene gets
smack
back.
Lorelei awake.
Jade at this point continues to climb, and she's trying to keep away from this crystalline structure and keep as high as she can away from the fog, and using the light trying to look down. She follows the ceiling, but she'll try and stay relatively low to still be able to see the water or the fog.
Okay, so you're climbing, you're climbing along the ceiling.
Yes,
Okay,
if possible.
yeah, it is possible. As you're doing so, you're climbing here, and you have the spell that is allowing you to do this. Otherwise, this would be very, very difficult. You feel as the rock, you're sticking to the rock, but it's almost like you're needing a foam mattress or something, and so it's still making things kind of tough going. And there's a couple times where you swear like maybe there was something in the rock that kind of like, thumps or like kicks against your hand. Nothing emerges, but you're getting sort of a pulse or a beat. You're navigating as there are roots that are coming down and forming ridges and arches, almost like a network of veins or other delivery methods that are weaving in and out of the crystals and from the roof, from the earth above down into this environment.
Well, a nonsensical term will leave Jade's mouth, which I'm pretty sure the others will be able to hear. The mountain's pregnant!
Pregnant?
I felt the baby kick. And as she continues
okay.
to climb, she's taking handfuls of rock, though Jade's starting to think maybe she can, in fact, squeeze blood from a stone. She continues to climb a little deeper, and Selene can just hear her murmuring. Like, Jade seems to have completely forgotten that somebody's tied to her back as she's just murmuring. You can end up hearing something about breathing rocks, and never thought that she'd be inside the belly of a monstrous stone beast. Perhaps we're making our way down its digestive tract. These look like ribs. Yes, ribs. Can we break the ribs? No, we can't. No, that's the size of a house. That rib is the size of a house. Why are the ribs the size of the house? This just continues to go as she continues to climb down. You might even hear a few whispers down the corridor.
Okay, so you're continuing your backward spider climb through here, murmuring and observing. As you're doing so, Jade, you see, or actually right in front of you, one of the roots thickens and grows very girthy. And it seems like something big is moving through the root. And as it passes by, with a bit of like a bubbling gurgle, you can see that a crystal over here suddenly has a silhouette drop down inside of it here.
I was right, it's pregnant.
And Selene, or Selene, you can see this too, actually. And in fact, Selene, you are getting an odd kind of, it could still be creepy, but this place is resonating a bit with you here. Like, it's creepy, but it's not uncomfortable. Something about this just feels right.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's not really a lot that I can do about that on the account of I can't speak. So even if I had feelings, I wouldn't be able to vocalize them.
For as much as I would love to be able to cast Detect Thoughts on you right now, I need at least one escape spell.
Yeah.
Jade, as you are continuing crawling, and something is placed inside one of the crystals, over on the other side, you see the silhouette of some four-armed creature suddenly get sucked up through the crystal and then through this network of roots until it disappears into the soft, spongy stone.
I
And
a movie.
There, and the figures inside these crystals, some of them twitch, some of them are curled, some of them seem to just spasm. There's no sound, however. None of them make sound.
This is a chamber birthing the damned. Yes, it is. I know it. And we have to continue forward. Don't worry, Selene, I'll protect you. Yes, that's what he would have done. But I'm not quite so sure he would have done it on the ceiling.
No, you can, and Jade, are you conveying this to the rest of us kind of down the hall? Or just whispering to yourself?
Let me double check the range here. I mean, for all she knows, it's one and the same sometimes. No, she's not conveying this to you just yet.
Okay.
Her range is 30 feet.
Mm. We're too far away to see it. Well, kind of.
I don't, what the? I still don't know what to do. Like, I would help you, but...
Jade, continuing on, you see ahead of you that this chamber ends. And there's a tunnel that actually now has moving water. And so the fog also ends right around here. There's shallow water all throughout here because the fog is rippling above it. But the fog ceases about here, and there's some kind of a babbling brook of sweet, pure, cold mountain water. And the crystals and the roots and everything seem to stop.
Alright, I will go far enough to be able to check the royal and potentially the wind direction. And then once I have established as such, I will post haste return to my comrades.
Alright. So Jade, with your backwards spider climbing, shimming along the top of this fae birthing cavern, this transit, this whatever this is, with the ribs of wood and the roots that are ribs and whatnot, you scamper back successfully above the water and the fog.
Good, because that was about the range of my dancing lights.
Just to test out the fog, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to conjure up Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue's going to have the wrong icon.
Okay. That that's fine. I still love it.
That's so cute.
And Peggy Sue, I'm going to ask you as your frog and hop through the fog and see if you can make it across, or at least see if, and I'll see who through her eyes while she does that.
Okay. Plop, plop, plop. Skloosh into the water and begins swimming. It's deep enough for a frog to swim. You can see a little bump kind of riding in the mist that's just clinging above the water as the frog makes its way. And, thank you very much for the raid, Journeyman. A woo to all of you. Thank you very much for popping by. We are in kind of a... if you have seen the movie Alien, and you're familiar with the egg chamber that was discovered, except everything is wonderful and wholesome and natural because it's roots and grass and moss, that's the terror that you're experiencing, and why nature is actually the scariest thing you could ever face.
So says Shark Week.
I want to take notes, but I can't because I'm stuck.
It's at
And
this point.
Peggy Sue burbles and swims and is unhampered.
Okay, well, I think it's safe, so I think Mordecai and I can probably walk across.
I'll go first.
Okay, thank you.
We'll end up finding a bit of a royal at the end. Please
Are
be
you carrying me
careful.
along?
Well, yeah, you're the prisoner.
Okay. Mordecai, you're carrying the unconscious Noralai.
Mm.
Splish. 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 Splish.
I'll follow.
Oh, sound. Something... Mordecai, something's moving.
I do also have to go very soon, Matty.
Yep,
Just letting you know.
I gotcha.
Cool.
Halt. I listen for it.
Something moving, something rustling. Is it on you? Is it on Noralai? There's a creature, an animal, something is moving.
I start looking to see what it is.
What is it? And something suddenly flies out from between the two of you. Almost as if it was like emerging from Noralai, although you're not covered in gore and blood. And just a figment in the dark flies out and up towards the ceiling.
That was interesting.
And the water's not hurting me at all, is it?
No, it's not. When you
Where it
look,
went or what it was?
as you're holding her, and you look, there's... What is... And there's about a 2-foot long charred snake skin that was wedged between you and Noralai.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's burnt snake, all right.
You can always tell the smell of a burnt snake.
Yeah, right?
Scent.
Is Noralai stirring at all? She's
Uh,
unconscious, but
oh, you know what? You also see, by the way, as you're carrying Noralai, she has a bit of a crystal embedded on her chest, like around her sternum.
Oh no.
You can like you're looking down as you're holding her. I mean, you could try and be a gentleman about it, but you're gonna notice. But she has a bit of a crystal embedded inside her flesh.
You know,
I'm gonna do what I can to pull that out.
use my mage hand. I use my mage hand.
Or that. There's that.
It's not budging.
Well, I mean, this would explain why she's... Should we leave her behind?
We could ask her questions.
To wake her up, and that could take 1d4 hours.
And Selene, who I'm tapped out, otherwise I'd help with that.
I'm
I don't-
here. I'm here. I'm not really doing very much. There's not really a lot that I can do, but I'm here.
I mean,
And the other person who could help out with such things is currently immobile.
yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
So,
So we
I
either
don't know.
get Selene back to mobile.
And refilled with spell slots. That'd also be nice, so I could actually do things.
That would be nice too.
Echoing from behind you in the caverns.
Oh boy.
let's
God, it's
go.
still coming.
Let's
keep
go.
going. Let's keep going. Ignore the...
Splish, 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 splish. Your boots make waves. Splish, splish, splish. You're running through this this chamber of like fae conversion or mutation or something. Splish splish. And now ahead of you is the babble babble burble burble of a little mountain brook. It's cold as you'd expect. It's pure. You know, in several hundred years, people will bottle this stuff and sell it by the bottle. It's just that good. And both the breeze and the flow of water is coming from the direction that the arrow's indicating, or rather, so it's the breeze is splitting here, but so it is blowing in this way, and there is a chamber beyond, which if you scroll up more towards the top right corner, that is what you see. The source of the water is coming from a small hill that has a beam of kind of otherworldly, this alien light that's not originating from a hole in the cavern ceiling. It's just originating and shining down. Water is flowing and dripping and rippling, and there's a small circle of stones atop this little island that you see.
Have we heard of something like this before?
You can give me some sort of appropriate knowledge check. As well, you can smell like pure mountain air coming from this direction, and the water is cold and crisp. In fact, your feet are probably going to start getting numb here if you're in the water for too long.
I lost sound there for a second.
You lost what?
I lost sound.
Oh, you channel what you want to know through whatever kind of knowledge that you want to filter it, and I'll give you an appropriate response. But this pure, like a howling cold wind of mountain air, and the water is running in a rivulet through this cave from the direction of this chamber.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration points and do a history check.
Okay.
So that makes it a 16.
By the way, that's just a cave wall right here. Obviously, unless I'm getting artistic talent, I can't draw everything myself. Alright, so a 6... This is baffling to you. But...
I used my inspiration point for...
Sorry. I was playing with crayons and I got distracted, okay?
It's a 16 instead.
Welcome to Kitty Pandia.
Yeah, right? Where's the juice boxes and box lunches? Okay. Thinking historically, you're a bard. You've seen things. You've heard tales. Think, Mordecai. Think. And this could be a fairy circle. This could be something that is used as a way to travel. And not just exclusive to Fae, as an old wives' tale or something that old wives tell their kids to keep them in line is never enter a fairy circle, because they can take you and they can spirit you away to places.
That might be a portal of some kind.
I agree. I don't know how hard it is to destroy it. If we could destroy it, it might sap their power, it might send the Dragon Man back home, but it might also not do anything right away, and then we'd all be in trouble. So, okay, so out of character, I need to review the situation. Looking at the... It looks like the scribbles are covering... They're covering what? Is that like actually not a thing that exists?
Yeah, that's just cave wall. What exists is this thing right here.
Also where the breeze is coming from.
Yes, the mountain breeze and the cold mountain water is coming from here.
The other way is what goes into the darkness, or?
Yeah, it is a tunnel that goes somewhere else.
So, and the arrow is pointing to the... away from the fairy circle.
Yeah, here. I'll, So, after a distance ahead is this open chamber that has the fairy circle here. And so the breeze in the water is flowing from here. And it is going, like, part of it is going into this cavern here. But this water, the water here has been stagnant. But the water is flowing to the south.
Well, I think, just bet, since we're just following the breeze, we're gonna have to try to break this fairy circle. But I think Selene has to go.
Yes.
Yes, Selene is going to have to go here. Is the resolution to try and break it? What's the plan then?
That would be the next step, I
That
think.
would be Jade's resolution.
Would certainly try to break it.
Mm. Not that I have much that can.
Live in bad shape to try to break the fairy circle right now.
Okay.
What other choice we have?
We have a tool dragon following us, so...
Approaching, you can hear voices speaking common in the browbeat accent. They're talking about something, about how relaxing, what? About how relaxing the mountain springs are. It sounds like they might be bathers.
Looks like we have to break somebody's back.
Yeah. No, it'll make sense. That's why we found pixies in our mountain spring, because they came out of the fairy circle, and they're all connected. All the springs are probably connected to this fairy circle. So if we break it, we might mess up their springs. But it's better than having vampires.
Better than having the whole Feywild come down on them.
So we still should break it, and maybe we can get out through it and into somebody's bathtub. I don't know. We have to do it real soon, in a week.
Yeah.
All right, then it sounds like you're resolved to go and investigate. We can leave off here, and we'll pick up next Tuesday with what you're going to do with the fairy circle and what'll happen from there. So, all right, lethality, get out of here. Go, run. Get to the gathering of nerds, and let me know when you're broadcasting, and we'll host you.
Yep, I'll let you know. I still don't know. I actually missed part of the part of the last. All I know is that Selene's still paralyzed and internally screaming about absolutely everything.
Is she
You're
gonna
not
be
gonna-
able to be free
You're
of that
not gonna be able to. You're not gonna want to be around her when she gets out. But no, I'm gonna run.
Yep. Go and let us know when you're
And,
live on Gathering of Nerds.
Yep, I'll let you know.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for another fun week. Well, at least I hope you had fun.
It was a good week.
Lots of fun. Yes.
Killed my snake.
Did not kill your snake.
Your snake might still be alive.
There's a snake ghost in the Feywild.
That's right. It's ghosts aren't just for humanoids. Oh, creepy. Woo, look at that mask.
So I
Yeah,
told,
Go
I
ahead.
told Derek about this last week, but I have extremely long hair.
Oh, what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I have extremely long hair.
Didn't realize the purple hair wasn't the real hair.
Now, yeah, just poof.
I'm the only one who has real blue hair.
See what?
This is
How
my
do I
real
get
hair.
that effect?
Nobody can tell any different.
You're like Cousin It now. Oh, that's
Like,
great.
That wig is so hot, though.
Oh yeah,
So,
I
like,
know.
my hair, It's so long. I put 2 ponytails or 2, bands in it to keep it from. That's all I wanted to do.
You done roasted a snake, right? You
Yeah.
done roasted a snake.
Roasted a snake and turned a cricket into a frog.
Yeah.
What's with
Using
you and
fine
animals?
familiar.
So- I guess you could say, I guess you could say that the cricket was also killed. It just was also made into something else.
It was set on fire.
It was set on fire.
The cricket got an upgrade.
An upgrade into a fake creature.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cat, as a point, the second that TPK happens, that means the fun for the players just got cut short, and the GM's fun just got cut short. So why would you be chanting for that? It
You
also
want
means
at
that
least one survivor.
yeah, you're getting some questions, DW.
Yeah.
And I find it funny that you're the one that's getting those questions while I've been wearing a wig since this thing started.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got all this hair. I already got natural.
Shots fired. Pew 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 pew
Illustrious.
pew.
It's illustrious hair.
A lot of hair to
I
fit
got
under
all
wig.
this hair.
Oh.
I killed it with a single bad joke.
I mean, heck, I respect it. I know wigs can get warm. Heck, I'm wearing these headphones, and they're like completely covering my ears, and they have like a squishy band on top. And even this is kind of making me go, "Woo, that's keeping some heat in."
Mine do that. And then I've got real hair.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you have real hair over here. Are you showing off?
Because I hate wigs. I hate wigs. So I dyed my own hair blue for this game.
You did.
I would dye
True
my
facts.
hair, but I
You
can't
have
do it
so
with my
much.
job.
You also have so much. It would take so much hair dye for your
It would
hair.
take forever.
It
It would
would.
be so expensive.
It
Even
would.
if I just got like highlights, it's hella expensive.
I have no option other than to bick.
You have every option. You have the pick of the litter.